I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wikiana.
Not that I was sitting here like some dumb little wife and just enjoying some money. No, I actually asked my husband, what is going on? Why, when we go to the airport, do we have to stand in secondary line? Why do we continuously have to go through these issues? I did not know that certain things he was lying to me about. I remember there was this one time we were on the jet and like we just got surrounded. It got kind of scary, like with the police and stuff. And I was like, what's going on? So he was like, there was this one time I was sitting in a car and I didn't know that the car was stolen. And he said, being a person who has a green card, you can't have anything on your record. So that's why they're continuing to harass me.
Oh, let's do.
People automatically people assumed it was infidelity, but you know, in the first episode, you talk about you would go to the airport and you would always get pulled to the side, and you got to the point you was like, why the hell do we keep getting pulled to the side?
Right.
Did you call ICE on Simon?
No, it doesn't benefit me at all for him to be locked up. Mentally and financially, it doesn't benefit me. You know, just because you're going through a divorce doesn't mean you hate someone. I hate actions. I hate lies. I hate a lot of characteristics, but I love the person, you know, and I would never wish harm on anybody. And at the end of the day, I know that he's the type of person, he's a slithering snake. He's going to find his way out of it. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Damn.
You know, and I pray for him, his family, and I hope they all figure it out.
But you called,
but I called him.
You called him a snake, but the snake got you.
Yeah, they do. They get around you and they hold real tight. They hold real tight. But that's also me. I mean, I love. And when I meet someone, I'm a Cancer. And when I meet someone who reciprocates that, nothing else really matters. It's how you make me feel. I'm very intentional. So if your intentions towards me feel authentic and it feels real, I'm going to trust that. And that's just how I live my life experience.
I do want to say, though, Porsha, you are a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
So I can see why a man would want to be in this country illegally to be with you. So do you feel like it's kind of your fault, just a little?
I think it's the country's fault. I think he's having a whole issue that started before I was even born. That unfortunately it's just come to hit the fan. It just is what it is at this point.
Where is it at right now? Because the last reports were like he's detained, the citizenship was denied. Like, so where is he physically, and like what's happening right now?
So I only know as much as you guys know and as much as what's online. As far as I know, they've been posting that he's still being detained. So
in Georgia.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it that much. I just know I'm trying to finish my divorce, and I can't do that if I don't have a person to divorce.
And you've just taken the high road. Always take the high road, not just because it's good life advice, but it's also good court advice.
I reached out to him.
Oh, recently?
Not long ago, about 2 weeks ago.
Good.
Trying to just see where we can find some peace in this.
What I love about you, you've navigated so many ups and downs on the show, breakups, the birth of your daughter, and now this season it's focusing on, as you mentioned, your second marriage, you're going through a divorce. What's it like to navigate that in the public eye?
Well, you know, unfortunately for me, in that case, I've done it twice. I was married before, still on the show. When I first started, same intention was to show my beautiful family on the show. And, but in this case, now I'm a different Porsha. I have thicker skin. I trust who I am. I trust the decisions that I'm making for myself and for my child. And if you follow your heart and you live and you move with love, then you don't have to question anything. So even though divorce is a horrible thing, it's like a death in the family, it was something that was right for me to do, and actually was right for him as well. But the public eye, when that comes in, I just don't pay attention to what people have to say. I'm not one of those people pleasers anymore. I'm a reformed people pleaser. I really used to be a people pleaser.
How did you do that?
Well, it started being a people pleaser and only seeing myself through men's eyes, which led through abuse in my past. Then when I joined the show, I had millions of eyeballs to tell me who I should be or who I am or judge me. And through just time and age and just realizing this is my life experience, it's not gonna be perfect. I've decided to make this choice to share it with the world. And so I stand on business, I stand on who I am, and so now I have a different level of confidence. So no one can tell me who I am. You either agree with me or not, you either like me or not. My mouth is dry.
Have you talked to him?
Simon. No.
He texted me this morning.
You lying.
Swear. He says, congratulations on the peach. Can't wait to see you and Gerald in that beautiful Buckhead mansion. He said, thanks, bro. It was supposed to be all of us.
You have other things to be concerned about than a peach.
I feel like he's chasing anything that's attached to you. He's been in the blogs every day.
Goodbye. Don't make me call Porsha.
Better move, don't make me call.
Every little thing, everything, his postings, his constant attacks, him talking to all my friends, him lying, he's a nightmare. You definitely shouldn't call him bro. He's not bro.
All right.
He's not.
Okay.
He's Simon. That's who he is.
So, because the girls brought it up yet last night, and they were
What
like,
girls?
Kelly and Brittany. Kelly was like, well, why should take that lady's man?
Divorce made headlines this past month, and that was due to the controversy that was surrounding your husband's new engagement to another cast member of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha. You're obviously very aware. May I ask, how did you find out about that?
I found out at the same time as everyone else. I did not know. As a matter of fact, I remember receiving a phone call around 8 a.m. that morning when everything started making headlines, and someone said to me, you know, Simon and Porsha, they're engaged. And I remember arguing with them, and I specifically said, no, my husband is a lot of things, but he would never do that to me. That is just not who he is. No. And they said, are you sure? Because this is what everyone is saying. I said, I don't give a shit what everyone else is saying. He wouldn't do that.
But he did.
Yeah.
I'm on a show, and they told me we're going to bring in a new wife. When I met her and her husband, I didn't really place him at the moment, but I knew him already. Fast forward, it just didn't work out for her, and she left.
Wait, were they married or dating?
They were married.
Were you really blindsided by Porsha and this whole relationship thing?
Absolutely.
That jumped off?
Absolutely, 100%. You know what's crazy? Wow. What people don't know is that, and I know Simon put out there some narrative that I was cheating in my marriage, which is an absolute lie.
I was like, he is reaching.
With Jalen, whom we'll get into in a moment, but that's a lie. I never cheated within my marriage. Issues, yes, like every other marital couple. I've said that many of times. But no, that never actually happened. All of this started. No, I'm gonna tell my side because I don't know how it really started. Because clearly something.
Well, give us the tea because this is a safe place for you right here. We. I'm just saying.
We all ears, okay. Girl.
Side, okay. So, the whole engagement came out, right? I woke up one morning to a phone call saying, Simon's engaged to Porsha. I said, bye. No, never, not him. He wouldn't do that. That's stupid. Anyway, he was. And so, jokes on me.
Did you know he had a crush on her? Like, did he ever talk about her?
No. I didn't know anything about. I had no idea that they even knew each other, that they were talking to each other like that outside of filming. No, absolutely not.
He never talked about her?
Oh, yeah, no, he's talked about her.
Like what? What kind of?
You and Porsha,
were you and Porsha friends at all? Because a lot of people, like some people say you guys were cordial. Some people say you guys were not, absolutely not. What was the relationship between you and Porsha?
The relationship between Porsha and I went, and I'll tell you exactly what the scenarios were. Do I feel as though I trusted her enough? Sure, yeah. I didn't think that she was one of those types of women to come in and, you know, try to plot on a woman's husband. Absolutely not. I did not get that at all from her at that time. The episode that everyone saw by the pool, after we wrapped, her and the other ladies, we went upstairs into my closet and we kikied for like 3 hours, drinking, dancing, talking mess about the ladies and everything, having a good ass time. Porsha took some of my clothes, you know, home with her. It was a good time. Another time, you know, I was out with Simon on a date and Porsha called me and said, "Girl, I just saw you leave. Where you guys headed?" And I said, "Oh, we're headed to our nightclub," which is Simon's nightclub. And I said, "We're headed to our nightclub. You guys want to come?" She was like, "Yes, girl." Her and Shamia. "Yeah, we'll come." And they came and hung out with Simon and I and Jalen. He was there, and we were all hanging out, you know. And I think she posted a photo of that night. Every here and there, you know, she would text, you know, at the blue moon, nothing, you know, deep conversations, nothing like that. But I've definitely had her around me outside of filming. So I didn't think anything like that was going on.
Oh my God, this is a bunch of mess.
So y'all was texting.
Yeah, girl, I feel you.
I really wanted to know what was going through your mind when you saw Porsha dating your ex-husband. Did you find out online? How did you find out?
I found out at the same time all of you guys did.
On TV?
On social media. When they posted the picture, I think it was Dennis who posted the picture congratulating her on her next chapter. That's when I found out. Same as everyone else.
No, so how were you feeling?
I mean, it's not necessarily about how I was feeling, but what I was thinking was, how long was this going on for y'all to be engaged?
Me, Shamia, and Brett. And, you know, I was like, well, why does she take that man's husband?
Porsha is going through a divorce. I'm sure it's so public.
I know. Poor baby. I feel really
it's
bad
a lot, and I feel horrible for her.
I know. But I think she's gonna come out on top, you know.
For sure, she will.
But she probably should have never took that
girl.
girl's man. This is my girl. This is my girl. And let me tell you, Kelly's a sweet girl. She really is. I think it was more of a situation where she was trying to address the elephant in the room. Just ask a simple question. The way she said it, she wasn't really coming off as just being aggressive.
It's okay. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
All right, Kelly, I'm going to start with you because you came out the gate kind of hot.
Right.
And, you know, the folks have been talking on the internet. They have their thoughts about it. Why did you think that was necessary?
Well, you know, I'm just asking a question that we all want to know.
and tell us, what was that question?
I just wanted to know, you know, what made Porsha decide to, you know, get with Simon. That's all. Just a simple question. It's not, you know, it wasn't to be nasty or, you know, but I'm asking a question.
Kelly came in hot tonight.
Did she?
She did. She did. What was your reaction when you saw her say that you shouldn't have taken Simon from his ex?
I mean, to me, I felt like she was having a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, she definitely was reaching for it.
Yeah.
I have been away for 3 years, so it's very shocking.
To step right into it.
Look, Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly.
It's like, why did she steal that lady's man?
Right.
Husband.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, explain who Kelly is for people
Kelly,
that don't know
so,
the show.
Dang.
What housewife is Kelly?
Kelly she's one of the new girls. She owns a waffle business. And, yeah.
Who doesn't know what actually really happened with that enough to say who stole what? Like, you know, so I just felt like she was wanting to have a moment, and I was dismissive of it. Like,
ain't that whack of producers?
She's a little delayed.
Well, isn't that whack of the producers too, though?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So
Okay.
this season, the producers did not overproduce us. They really didn't, and that's
They
again.
didn't have to from the start.
No, it really wasn't. Like, she felt that way. She felt like she wanted to ask me that, and she wanted to have a moment. But you look whack doing that, and she eventually straightens up. But she had to. As a new girl, she coming in thinking, I ain't gonna make a name. I'm gonna come for Porsha.
It doesn't seem like you too fond of her still after she straightened up. By the way,
We have a love and hate relationship.
Okay.
We are literally like, what is it? Oil and water.
Oil and vinegar.
Is it vinegar too?
All the vinegar.
Maybe they don't none of them match, but baby, me and her, we kind of up and down with it.
Yeah,
it's not hateful.
So y'all make up because during that little party, you were like, I don't want to say little party, but during that party,
I don't know what
you
it's
was
gonna
kind of
look
like,
I think she and I argue a lot, but I don't know if it's gonna look as hateful as my arguments have been in the past.
I reached out to you many times.
Drew, you
and
can
you
text,
were, hold on,
honey.
I'll let
Come
you
on.
talk.
That's
not something you text.
It wasn't something I was going to
Yeah,
text.
I agree.
Let me tell you from the beginning. I opened up for Tamar Braxton. Dennis reached out to my management about me hosting the official after party. And he did a whole professional pitch about working with me on my music. So I told you on the phone, I said, listen, Dennis has been my angel on earth. We're going to raise a toast.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay, big news coming. If you don't know, now you know. My album is dropping 12/12.
You're in the making.
It's been a year in the making, okay? So when y'all see the finished product, I don't want you to think, oh, we just woke up and it just happened. No, it's been a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. So what? We're celebrating because we're in the studio. We just had a listening session. And this album is going to win
We going to the Grammys.
Grammys. Cheers to the Grammys. So I'm stopping by to give y'all a first listen to my first single. I mean, this is what it is. It's called Love for a Minute. We're going to just play a little bit. Tell me what y'all think about the record, okay? So I really need y'all to give me feedback. You know, I've been working on music my whole life. I've been nervous to put the project out. But
It's your first album. It's your first album.
It's my first album. Yep. I put out music, my first album. 12/12 is the date. 12/12 is the date. So mark your calendars and get ready for it. I mean, I'm going to be dropping visuals. I'm going to be dropping records. And I want to hear what y'all think. So we got a lot lined up, but I want y'all to tell me what you think about this record. This record is very heartfelt. Shout out to Dennis.
Love for a Minute, wrote by my boy Cardo. Hey, look, this is crazy.
Oh my goodness, y'all. He was like, I need you to record this song because this song is for me and Porsha. He was in the studio and he cried.
Oh.
And I have stayed out of whatever y'all got
cried
going on.
together.
But let me tell you, that man loves you. And I don't want you to ever think for 1 second that I would ever be dealing with your baby daddy.
I'm seeing what you got going on, you know.
What do I have to do with
You
it?
had 16 man just on TV.
Yeah,
I had
but
to see all that. I was in pain. We share some similar things that we could create music on. I told Drew specifically that she should have a conversation with you because y'all do go naked. But you know, I didn't feel like I had to like tell you.
You're willing to. No, you're willing.
I don't want to piss you off.
To
Listen.
film with her on this. You are a low down, dirty individual.
Yeah.
What did I do? All right. You know that we are all on this show together. We have our family, we have our friends, we have our own support systems. You have been trying to go behind my back and do something very dirty by asking Dennis to film with you.
Now, how tight are you and Drew?
Drew, you know what, Drew? It's some people you just realize, okay, you just a little.
Is she still an ambassador of Go Naked Hair?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Go Naked Hair is Porsha's hair brand.
I can't put my hair on people's head and then they think they're me. Like, that's what I can't do. Like, that's what we not gonna do. You don't become Porsha by wearing Porsha's hair. You need to just enjoy my hair, take it out when it's dirty, and put it in back in when it's clean. You know, like, you can't just like all that. She's an okay person, I think, for a lot of her friends. I think they love her. I think they trust her. I think if you're not her friend, you shouldn't trust her and you shouldn't be around her.
Okay, so with you saying you shouldn't trust her, you shouldn't be around her, and she is not wearing Go Naked Hair anymore, you were not at all, and I saw it kind of in the first episode, you're not happy about the allegations that she might be in a relationship or whatever with Dennis, your ex.
See, this is why I like Breakfast Club. You ask the questions that need to be answered, okay? So here's the thing. On the show, I don't know how it's going to come off again because the show has to sensationalize things, right? So how good is it for me to be going through a divorce and I'm still jealous about my baby daddy? That's BS, right? So in real life, she actually was trying to film with him behind my back. And when
He's a music producer, right? That's what it said on the show. He's a music producer, right?
Where did he start that?
He's whatever he say he is.
Okay,
Yes,
right.
he is. He is a serial entrepreneur and apparently a music
producer, right?
Okay.
But she was trying to film with him behind my back, and that's just not cool. Come on,
Wait,
we
filming him
housewives.
on the show as a...
Film with him on Housewives, so it's just not cool, right? It felt like a setup for me in some way. And then also there was a Go Naked photo shoot she was trying to set up without me knowing anything about. I have to approve everything. Some of them fits, it's not fitting for you.
Right.
So, or some of them looks may not be given the look. So I would like to, as the owner of the company, be a part of any of that. So when those two things were happening behind my back, on my business, with my business, on my show, yeah, I have a problem with you.
So you didn't know Drew was recording with Dennis. You didn't know anything. You didn't know that they were speaking. You didn't know that they were talking until that first episode.
That's what they said on the episode?
I didn't know any of that.
So you found out right there in that episode.
What's so funny, I saw the episode and she was like, she asked him and I said yes. And she talked to me and I said yes. And I'm like, that's just not true. Like, I genuinely didn't know. Look, at the end of the day, like I told Shamia, if Drew and Dennis want to get together, I just hope she can do baby hair for Pilar. Like, I'm happy with Drew. I think she's a great parent. I think if him and her were to get together and, you know, they can have a solid relationship, that's good too. Just don't screw me where you asked me to come back to be. She had been asking me to come back to Housewives. And when I came back, this is what you had waiting on me. This whack storyline that y'all came up with.
Oh, so I see what you're saying.
So if it was real, you wouldn't have a problem with it.
Of course not. I've never got, listen, everybody knows Dennis and I have a great co-parenting relationship. And it is strictly because his personal life is his personal life and mine is mine.
So he didn't say nothing to you at all either. You found out on the show, so y'all didn't have no conversation.
No, he ain't gonna tell me because he can benefit off me finding out on the show.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Surprise!
Thank you.
When you left the party, she had us jump in the pool.
And you didn't push Drew in the water?
You are a low down, dirty individual.
Yeah.
What did I do? I would never.
I had met with Drew a couple of days before.
Okay.
And when she mentioned Dennis,
And you know, Dennis is from Detroit too.
Dennis who?
Dennis. He was my saving grace.
I often, as her friend, don't know what she's about to say or do.
Okay.
But a person who roots for her, just go along with it. The only thing that set me off at the party was me now finding out you are also trying to film with him on here.
Drew should not be entertaining any type of situation and then calling him her angel. Ugh. Girl, what are you doing?
I think that Drew can be very entertaining, but some of her decision making to me is questionable.
Yeah, it's a little poor.
The situation with Dennis.
Why?
How many dudes doing music?
I mean, we're in Atlanta. Brian Michael Cox, Jermaine Dupri, RL, who did my music. Atlanta is notorious for good music. Why would you pick Dennis?
Yeah.
Of all the people, and this is your friend's ex. That's nasty to me.
Oh my God!
You got
I did my vocal warm-ups today. You look so pretty.
All right.
Hey, Booz.
Yes. That was a love song. I know a love song when I hear
This
one.
is a love song, but for me, how it spoke to me is like a falling out of love song.
Well, I think it must be very healing for you, though, since it's, you know, about your life, about Ralph.
Me telling you where I am, what does that solve?
If there's an emergency or anything that happens, I should know where my husband is. We all thought you were downstairs. I got you dinner. I'm banging on the door. How do I not know my husband left the house? And then my mom is here seeing it all, and it's just crazy. Like, that stress that I just don't need. Like, you can just say, hey, babe, I'm leaving. I don't even ask you, like, where are you going, babe?
If you had 2 or 3 goals for your relationship, like the things that are most pressing, what would they be? And I'll start with you, Drew.
Transparency, genuine love for Josiah, my 9-year-old, more peace, less anger.
Are you okay, though? Do you think that you're in a stable
you see
state?
me. I feel like sometimes I have a breakdown. Sometimes I need a hug. Sometimes I need to just talk. We started marriage counseling together, but then out of nowhere, you just stop.
You asked me, I said, look, this is why I'm going here.
Where did you stay?
I stayed in a hotel. What do you mean?
In a hotel. What's the name of the hotel?
You know, your details, the things you want are stupid details.
What? No, it's not stupid. I don't know who you were there with. Like, I
didn't
know
go
nothing.
there with anybody.
How do I know?
We'll prefer to probably use this night as an opportunity just to enjoy each other's company, and we can leave everything else for marriage counseling.
Okay. So you don't feel like we should be able to like communicate?
I set this up with no expectations. If you value this, it's fantastic. If you don't, fantastic, you know?
I value it. You have made me feel special. This is going deep.
One of the things that I even feel with marriage counseling is it's just a difference in experience in general, I think. Sometimes you get to a certain point where you need to really like focus on the actual work and you need to start applying it. And I feel like sometimes with counseling, it's just, all right, this topic, now you got this issue, but that's gonna get us divorced.
We're not even sharing the same space. So very disconnected.
One thing that I've learned about the two of you is you absolutely love one another. What's unfortunate though, is at this point, you're just really disconnected.
Yeah, me moving out the bedroom is me actually getting to a place where I'm comfortable.
How does that feel?
Alone?
I try to come to you as my husband and say, babe, this is how I'm feeling. You never acknowledge my feelings. You never do right by me.
So are you saying I haven't given you have you saying that I haven't given you a great life, Drew?
You talked about my mom. You talked about my dad. You banned my sister. You isolated
Drew, we all
me.
banned your
You
sister.
did not claim JoJo on your petition. You constantly ice me out. You constantly throw dirt on my name.
Vlad, can you do me a favor? Did you want something to drink?
Water.
Water.
Is Dennis supposed to be here in the room?
I have tea as well.
He's producing, right?
I don't want to pop the champagne.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, I'm just making sure y'all are good.
3 people have said that they saw y'all out at the club. Y'all were booed up.
Stop playing.
Matching. I swear.
Not matching.
We're supposed to be picking my single.
So is he executive producing the album?
He is.
Did you guys talk about the situation with Porsha?
That
was crazy.
Talked, but text.
I'm seeing what you got going on, you know.
What do I have to do with
you got 16 men just on TV.
Yeah,
I had to see all that. I was in pain. We share some similar things that we could create music on. I told Drew specifically that she should have a conversation with you because y'all do go naked. But you know, I didn't feel like I had to like tell you.
You're willing to. No, you're willing
I don't want to piss you off.
to film with her on this.
So let me tell you this.
Why can't Dennis speak up for you? I don't get it.
When I tell you Dennis has been so professional, the songs are paid
And
for,
you're being
the
talked
agreement
about like
is...
you're a whore.
What's your take on what's going on with Drew and Dennis? Should Porsha be,
it's a job. The cost of eggs are $10 a carton.
Right.
So allow Drew to make her money. I don't feel like Drew is doing anything wrong.
In the studio, about to record an album. I mean, Porsha, I've been singing in high school and talent shows. I did a song, and I just want your opinion on it.
Why do I feel like it's a diss track?
Have you haven't heard it?
No. Okay, here we go. Is this you? No. That's not her, that's Drew.
That's me.
I don't know your singing voice.
You gotta listen.
You know that ain't Shamia voice.
And I play my music for everybody. People are talking over it, not respecting my music. And the fact that, you know, it was like a thing, like, oh no, this is Drew's song, stop. Why would I be playing Drew's song when I've been singing since I was able to talk. I don't know. That's crazy. I wouldn't get on this platform and promote somebody else. I mean, I will support other people, but as far as promoting, I'm promoting my own damn music. This is what I do.
Shamia, your song is amazing.
Thank you.
Wouldn't we all agree?
Yes, it's great. Yes.
Are you on it?
I love how you support your friends. Can you give us your opinion on why Porsha hasn't supported Shamia's new song like everyone else on her page? She hasn't? You saying on her show or in her story? Did she post it in her story?
Nothing.
Okay, what I think. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. What I think is that they had some issues during the season and they really don't mess with each other like that right now, but they doing the fake I'm messing with, like if they're in the same room or in front of the cameras or if or people are doing press, they're like, oh yeah, that's my girl, blah, blah, knowing they ain't messing with each other right now. So, yes.
So then post it if we faking it.
Well,
Till you make it.
yeah, I guess she ain't gonna fake it that much. It's crazy being on a show together. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong because it's weird because you're not supposed to give away any future dramas that's happening in the season. You are told not to give away the season, correct? You know that. So it's kind of their job to allow people to believe what they want until they see whatever falling outs or whatever happens during the season. Understand what I'm saying?
I guess she's done.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I do not ask. If I see Porsha, I don't ask her about the show or the drama that's happening. Because, especially when it comes to Shamia, because I know that's like a weird thing, you know, that was her friend first and then she became my friend. So I don't even bring that up because I don't want to be in the midst of, I wasn't even there. I don't want to be in the middle of that. So I don't ask them questions about what's happening there. I mean, of course, if, a blind man can see that it's something happening, but you just don't want to be in the middle of it or have an opinion on the drama. You know what I mean? So I don't ask that. I just try to have a good time. Like the moments I see them, it's normally when we with our other friends. And I always try to make it a fun moment.
Any comment on Candy saying you don't like Shamia? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if Candy said I didn't like Shamia. I think what Candy said was she doesn't believe we're as cool as we used to be. And yes, that's true. I mean, it's when you come on the show and you have certain expectations, and then things seem to turn on you without you knowing, that can change any relationship. So, but I don't think Candy said anything like that. Y'all don't be trying to stir stuff up now, because you know how y'all do. Y'all like free tea. Y'all gotta watch the show. So why didn't I post Shamia's song? Dang, y'all, good grief. Well, she didn't send it to me to post. I guess Shamia sent it to everybody, but she didn't send it to me, so I didn't have it to post.
So I know not last night's episode, but what did you think about the week before? About that episode? I know you got a lot of feelings, but we're gonna keep it cute.
I'm going to keep it like I normally keep it, because if I can't be real, I can't be anything. And you know how my thoughts are. But I guess it's kind of, the whole episode was good, except for a few things that I kind of lifted my eyebrows to. And I had to kind of take it to the Lord in prayer, because when I get offended, I be offended because I don't raise y'all to do that. The part whom I called my friend back in the day, my best friend back in the day, Diane just kind of offended me when she said to Porsha, be careful as to the dog that brings the bone. And it was directly talking about you. And I was really upset about that. And the reason being is because, first of all, I would never If I know that there's a direct conversation, flip the script, and she was out with you and talking to you and sharing the friendship situation and what had happened with the other girls, and I came and I told Porsha about it, and then Sarah comes on the scene and says to you, be careful as to the dog that brings the bone. So you literally just called my child a dog when I know how I've taught my children to be very loyal. I know how you and Porsha are. Y'all are good friends. You're very loyal to her.
Ashley from Kansas City, Missouri said, Porsha, you said on Watch What Happens Live that you're a loyal friend, and that's why you didn't throw Phaedra under the bus. But you chimed in on Phaedra bad-mouthing Shamia. Where was your loyalty to Shamia?
Okay.
I left out the details. Your friend, Shamia.
What is she talking about? Shamia, talking about the fact that you had liked her husband back in the day.
Well, people say Shamia sleep with everybody's husband, but who talking about that? You know her and Candy.
You what?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Candy best friend.
Wait, Candy is who?
Porsha was not like chiming in. It wasn't like she's like, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
She was. She clearly chimed in, which was my earlier point.
Sheree, you were there.
Right.
Did she chime in?
She said
they were close.
They were close.
So implying that she's fucking both me and
Okay, I wonder why you're so hardcore on what I implied when Phaedra actually said y'all were fucking.
You a motherfucking liar. You knew that?
They are really close.
But you think that too?
I mean, you're close to both of them.
She doing both. Her inside.
She doing both.
You're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be in the wedding. Figure that out.
Porsha has dogged Shamia out, treated her like and now she doesn't even want to go to the girl's wedding. So to me, I'm like, you really need her as your friend?
Like, physically, I just can't do it in coach.
I got engaged, and she wasn't supportive. And then I got married, and she wasn't there. And I just kept thinking, everything you've done, I've supported. Everything you do in the future, I will support. Because my love for you does not waver. It's unconditional. What's wrong? I still don't know.
Really had a problem with it because I know I didn't raise a dog, and I always raised y'all to say, tell the truth to your friend. This is your friend. You would have wanted her to do the same thing. But for
absolutely,
her to not do that,
I just wouldn't have. I would have felt some kind of way if someone was talking about me to her and she didn't tell me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. That's human nature.
I'm like, I only operate on how I would want somebody to operate with me.
Yes.
And it's like, well, dang, if I hadn't told her, then they would have found a problem with that. I don't know. That was like to me, that was a lie. I just wouldn't have.
I would have never.
I've never heard you talk nasty about Porsha or any of them. So
that's just not what we do. But at the end of the day, when you class somebody as a dog, I got a problem with that. I really do. It's nothing like
cute dog.
Like you said on the show. I thought that was so cute.
Yeah.
Your snapback was really nice.
Thank you, Mom.
But like I said, situations like that, we have to pray, take them to the Lord in prayer, because if you dwell on them too long, self will get involved and you want to retaliate. But at the end of the day, you take situations.
Yeah, I'm not even going to, retaliate for what? Like, you taught us better than that. I'm not going to go after somebody's mom, and I'm definitely not going to. I just don't have it in me. I mean.
Do we think it's a mistake that it seems like Porsha's dropping Shamia as a friend right now? Because what is happening?
Oh my God.
Cynthia, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm so, and the way she really wanted to hate on Shamia's song at the bank dinner, that was not sitting right with my spirit, Porsha. And I love Porsha. I'm a fan. I know. But I'm a fan of Shamia too. And I love me Shamia.
I love their friendship too.
I know.
Is the thing.
I know. Okay. Let's take it all the way back. These girls have been friends forever and forever and forever. So. It's kind of hard when you come into this space together as friends, especially with the history that they've had. And I always, as an official friend of the show, I'm just trying to be a friend to everybody. I'm just trying to see everybody's point of view. And I do, not condoning Porsha's actions or anything like that, or like supporting it. I feel like Porsha, I'm going to give her a little bit of grace because she's going through literally the messiest divorce that I've ever seen. So she got a lot going on, and it's like playing out on the show, it's playing out on social media all the time. So I just want to say that she just is consumed with that and just like, I don't know. I want to make an excuse, but I definitely felt like, you know, I could see why Shamia was, you know, hurt because this is a lifelong dream of hers. She's so talented. She's such a great singer. So it's just like, oh my God, I don't know where to even go with this.
And
but
to say that you genuinely thought it was Drew when you are currently feuding with Drew, Porsha, come on, you know that is so shady. Also, they just.
So what is up with you, Britt, honey? Last time.
Oh my God.
Look, cry, huh?
Do all that fake Hollywood No, this is real life. This is real life. This is real life. I don't play them type of games. You're going to be respectful.
When I met you guys, remember y'all were all sitting
I thought
together
we were cool.
at Shamia's house.
Exactly. That's my point. I thought we were cool, but I felt like when she's around the group, she wants to kind of put on a little bit.
So, yeah, tell me what's really going on? At the table, it's like you just kept going on and on and on. And she definitely, I will say this, I am not a fan of people cutting people off.
I hate that. So with Kenya at the table, even when it was my turn, I had the paper and I'm talking, she cut me off the entire time.
She said that you said something about a pistol. When we were headed to take her home, me and Shamia were asking her, like, are you sure? And she was like, no, I heard it with my own ears. And she was,
I'll tell you what happened. So,
afraid.
Okay, she was afraid.
Caitlin from East Rockaway, New York said, Kim, when you went back to Chris after Kenya pulled your chair out, you seemed completely distraught. Did you feel like these women finally broke you?
No. I'm so grateful that I'm married to somebody that understands how to soothe his wife. My elevator doesn't go down to this floor.
Oh, let's stand up and clap. You win the award. Let me pull your chair for you. Kenya, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's go. Don't do that.
Everyone has a breaking point. They may be the most quiet, the most shy. I'm talking. They may be the most quiet, the most shy, and all of those things. But when you always talk all over people, they will have a breaking point. What is wrong with you?
You pushed her to a breaking point. You just happened not to get the reaction that you deserved, Kenya.
What are you talking about? What are you in, Miss 40 or whatever you are?
Yes, bitch.
From
40
your title,
and fabulous.
a bitch?
40 and fabulous. Like I just stepped off the stage yesterday. Like I just stepped off the stage yesterday, okay? 40 and fabulous, honey. You add 10 years to your age and 10 years to my age, yes.
She's a tougher fighter than you are?
Oh, no, I'm scrappy. I will get with you. I will get you together. You know, so people need to know on this stage, don't come for me unless I send for you.
Well, you better get more than that fan if you want to have a fight with me.
Don't be disrespectful, because you will be picking up your teeth off the floor, pregnant and all, okay? Don't go there with me. I might just have to bring out my firearm.
Oh, that's my cue. I love you. Didn't know you had that kind of in the closet.
Now, if a donkey is feeling froggy and they want to leap, they can leap all the way to the emergency room. Because they just got shot in the ass.
I was triggered by everything that was going on in that moment.
Yeah.
That just popped off with Kenya. Plus, I'm in this environment. I'm in a lot of situations that I never put myself in.
It all could be in the moment. Like, take my heated moment, okay? My heated moment at Shamia's house. And we get to the elevator, and I'm like, I wish I had my pistol.
I'm still, like, confused about, like, what happened. I thought the night was going really well. I was laughing. We were talking about my big vagina. It was all great, you know? It was fun. And
But
then,
it definitely took a left turn. With Britt.
You and Angela both had pivotal moments on the show. She had the dinner at the bank, obviously, where all that went down with Kenya and Britt. And one of the questions people had was, how could you not hear Britt make that comment about the pistol? I think a lot of people were like, but you were right there, Callie. Are you sure you didn't hear it? And you did not hear her say that.
So this is the deal.
Okay.
I was in the bathroom.
Okay.
I was in the bathroom getting demiked with them sheer Mugler pants on, trying to use the bathroom. And it was a lot of commotion going down when I was in the hallway.
Okay.
When I came back out, I was then remiked, and it was still commotion going on.
Okay.
When she made that comment, I did not assume she was speaking to Kenya or about Kenya. I assumed she was saying that because we were in Bankhead.
Yeah.
Everybody had already made this whole thing about, oh my God, from Buckhead to Bankhead. How are we going to Bankhead to the bank, right? So of course, you know, I bring my security with me everywhere I go, Big Kenny, for my safety and for the safety of others who are around me. So that's why when she said something about a pistol, I'm like, for what? Girl, we got Kenny here, and your husband should be pulling up to come and get you. Because she didn't ride with me. Her husband picked her up and dropped her off, right? So that's why it didn't click to me that she was talking about a pistol for Kenya at that time. No, I that's why I was like, no, not a pistol like to harm her. I'm assuming like for safety because we were in Bankhead. That's why I was like, no, Kenny, you don't need that.
Right.
I would never agree to dealing with the things I have dealt with in my past. I would never agree to a firearm and someone like hurting someone in that manner.
Hey y'all, the woman. Hello, how are you? I won't bite. You will, not in my face.
You are a low down, dirty individual.
Yeah.
What did I do? Let's not be weird. Everybody knows I'm going through a divorce, okay? And he's crazy. Oh my God.
You got to see.
I did my vocal warm-ups today. You look so good.
All right.
Hey, Booz.
Yes. That was a love song. I know a love song when I hear one.
This is a love song, but for me, how it spoke to me is like a falling out of love song.
Well, I think it must be very healing for you, though, since it's, you know, about your life, about your route.
So why would I be stupid enough to be messing with Dennis, your baby daddy? Let's just nip it in the bud right now. You can have his hot dog.
That's supposed to be like cute and like.
Oh, I just saying, like it's nothing happening, and I'm not doing anything to you, and I don't want it to continue because it's really dumb at this point. Like I'm not gonna do fake interaction or
when you're
fake
done, let me
problem.
know. Are you done?
I need to get everybody's attention, please.
It was so good seeing you guys.
You tried. I need everybody's attention, please. I want to tell you guys I'm so happy that you guys came. This has been a labor of love for me. I have built this salon for my daughter, and I'm really proud of where I am. And I get people trying to bring me down for no reason.
Do all that fake Hollywood shit. No, this is real life. This is real life. This is real life. I don't play them type of games. You're going to be respectful.
And she came for me. Surprises, surprises.
Get her, get her, get her. Get her, get her, get her, get her. Get her, get her, get her, get her, get her.
You such a sweetheart. Give me your address, bitch.
The same girl.
Oh, I'm not doing this.
We see the nose jobs, the lips, the fillers, all that.
She need a pipe down. Ooh, yeah, you're crazy. Ooh.
That's number one.
Tell me the reaction in the room and your reaction to Kenya's pulling out the poster boards.
Yeah, tell us, girl. Tell us.
Oh, I know. You put me in the hot seat.
Yeah.
I did not know where the presentation was going, to be honest.
Get her, 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 get her.
Yeah, we were all there to support her. So we just, honestly, I just didn't see it coming, to be honest. I felt like it took the focus from her hair care spa to...
Which is beautiful.
Which is amazing.
Incredible.
Which is amazing to this kind of dark moment.
Have you spoken to Kenya since
Not
everything
yet,
happened?
because I feel like she's probably been bartered right now, but I've been asked about her in all my interviews. I don't really know exactly the details, but I do know that Kenya never lies. So we do know one thing about Kenya, like she can be whatever you want to call her, but you cannot, it always ends up being where, damn, she was kind of right about that, you know? I don't like the inconsistencies with discipline, with some people get away with violent acts and some people get away with this, that, and the third, making accusations like that. You know, there's been a lot of scandal on the show over the years, but then, I don't know, I think this seems a little harsh compared to some of the slaps on the hands that other people have gotten on that show. Would you agree with that?
Well, no, I've spoken to Kenya. I don't want to give anything away because she's released a statement, but she hasn't spoken, and I don't want to speak for her.
It seems like there's more to it than we are hearing.
Oh, for sure.
And that's always the case.
For sure. But what I will say is what you said. Kenya's a lot of things. And whether or not you disagree with her or agree with her, you know, at the end of the day, she's pivotal.
What do you think about, you know, everything going on with Kenya? She's no longer going to be on the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I think that's tragic. I think, is it worth watching if she's not going to be on it? I think she's a big part of that success, and I hope it's only a temporary thing, if that's what she wants. I haven't spoken to her. I'm going to give her a call, though, after BT weekend and just, like, see if she's all right and what she's thinking now. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the details of everything. But she's never been a liar, though.
Yeah. So that's what she's come out and she said that, you know, her conscience is clear. She hasn't done anything wrong. Does that sound like Kenya? It sounds like, that sounds like.
You know, a lot of times people, Kenya will say something and people accuse her of being messy, only to find out years later she was telling the truth. I've kind of been in that situation myself on that show.
So you feel like Bravo not having her on the upcoming season is a mistake, and that, you know, fans shouldn't tune in, or that they won't tune in?
I would never tell the fans not to tune in, because I will always want Housewives to do well, because I have fond memories and I love Bravo. But I think the fans want to see Kenya. And the fact that Porsha and Kenya are in a good place now, Porsha's coming back with all her stuff that she has, I think it would be an epic season.
Okay.
I think they were setting up to be an epic season. Like, all the stuff that's been leaked, we're like, wait, what? I'm gonna watch this year.
So how do you think that Kenya, you know, should move forward? You know, I know you said you hope that it's just a temporary thing, but do you think she should come back to the show in the future, or should she, what do you think?
I was just talking to a friend about this kind of stuff. Sometimes decisions like that have to be made for us, because we never leave on our own. And I do believe in signs. Like, maybe there's some big, huge opportunity, like, right around the corner for her that she doesn't even know about. You know, I just want what's best for her and whatever makes her happy. But I know that she got a good check, because we used to have the same lawyer, honey. There was more zeros on hers than it was on mine. I know she was getting paid, so.
Porsha and Kenya has become good girlfriends. And Shamia
Kenya ain't no more.
Allegedly. We can't talk about that.
Yeah, who can't? Yes, we can. I ain't under nothing. I ain't talking about anything I want to. I just choose. Shannon is Team 12. Listen, I'm Team Huck. Shannon is Team 12. She could twirl on, but listen. I am not. But if she did what they said she did, I do believe the producers knew and were involved.
They probably sent her out.
It was pre-production. It's called production.
They sent her out.
But that's the thing. When is anybody going to say, oh, I should be doing this on TikTok? But listen, when is somebody...
TikTok?
Oh, I'm on TikTok?
Yes.
Oh, I'm TikToking, finally. Yes. Okay, so listen. Why is it that now everybody get fired? If you don't have rules in place, then how can you hold people accountable? It's bullshit. Like,
let's keep going. We need more.
No, seriously, Buffy. They don't have any rule. How they gonna hold her accountable if they set all the stuff up? Who set up the posters of the?
Okay. So, Candy, Housewives, you ain't there no more.
No.
Aren't you glad that you ain't there this season? They pulling out guns and shit. They threatening to shoot people. I don't think that ever happened on the show before.
What? You know what? I be I right now I'm like, okay, it's good. I ain't there, good, you know. But Cynthia's like, okay, once the show actually airs, she said I'm gonna miss it then. Okay. I don't miss it so much now. And realistically, I do see stuff and I'm like, why they doing that? Like, I don't like the fact that they suspended Kenya. Yeah. I know a lot of people's like, she shouldn't have shown that. But it's this Housewives. Like, how many times we done did something that you think somebody shouldn't do? So who made the rules? Like, why y'all all of a sudden got such an issue with somebody doing something crazy to somebody? It's
believe
like,
it or not, that drama
if
draws
it was in the public, if it was in the internet, and the girl came at her, it's like, okay, well,
that was the
you don't get to choose how she come back. So I just wasn't feeling all of that, but hey, we'll see when it come on TV.
Yeah, for
everybody's so sensitive now. Everything,
yeah. And I just knew with bringing Kenya back, it was going to keep like the little drama going.
Yeah.
And she's needed, like to agitate.
I totally agree. She kept it going all right.
Yeah, she definitely did. Now
really
she's but you know, and I would say this, being a person that has been there. It'd be a lot of people on the show who be trying to protect their image. But unfortunately, my girl Kenya, you know, she was a part of this season. And then there was an incident that happened. I wasn't there. I can't give you a details of what happened. But it makes me sad. You know, I'm not lying about how I feel because she is my friend. I do love her.
I do not know the other young lady, so it's not a diss to her. It's just simply, I just feel like Kenya. I know she goes far sometimes, right? And I get it, but I have never known her to make up anything about anybody. And if things are out there about you when you join on a reality show, unfortunately, people are able to pull up things that you've done and share them. And not to say that it's always a nice thing to do or that it's a cool thing to do, but it happens. And I just kind of hate how, because of the situation, she had, they decided to part ways or whatever. And I just felt like, well, dang, like it wasn't nothing else we could do. We couldn't have just said, okay, because I just feel like Kenya is a major part of the show. And I feel like this is the end of an era. I don't care who disagrees. I feel like it's the end of the era. It doesn't matter if you didn't like her or whatever. You always going to need somebody who doesn't mind being real and keeping it 100 on camera, pushing the story, meaning like bringing up things that other people be trying to avoid the topic, and you got to have that person, or else everybody's just going to be talking about only what they think is cool for them. They're not going to necessarily take on the hard conversations on the show. And so I think she's one of those people who made sure that people spoke about what they had to speak about. And so now that she's gone, I just want to see how that's going to work. I don't know.
And I just want people to stop trying to tear down another Black woman's business. Like, it's not that serious. I think that I don't bother people unless they bother me. I'm over here trying to feed my family of 2. I have a lot of responsibilities, and I just don't need people just, going out of their way to disparage my, my good name. So yes, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I didn't get to 100,000 viewers, so I'm not sure if I should spill the beans on anything else. Thank you. Someone writes, we want you to win. I stay winning. It is in my blood. Everything, success matriculates around me. So I accept that. God has given me that. But I also give back as much as I possibly can. So I give back to so many charities, so many girls, just in my daily life. My ministry, what I do to help other young girls that are going through tough and difficult times. I give back. So that's just a part of who I am. I don't have to broadcast that. So again, thank you for being a part of building this empire with me. You will be seeing me. I'm not going anywhere. Despite all this stuff that's surrounding whatever this, people decide that they want to write. Thank you, Vaughn. Kenya's a winner. What up, Doe 313? I love you too. Superwoman, single mom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, Drew Sidor News, period. Shout out to Drew. You know what? Drew has been amazing. Drew has been so amazing as a friend. I love getting to know her through, this platform that I'm on. And when I tell you, Drew is doing her thing. So continue to support Drew. Continue to support all of my sisters in this game. All of my sisters that are out here trying to do it for themselves.
This upcoming season has not aired. But obviously, Kenya Moore had a hair show at her salon, and you were, there. Mm-hmm. What can you say to the world about how Kenya is doing? Because you were actually there when that whole thing went down.
You know what's funny? I wasn't there when that happened. I was there. I did the part Kenya asked me to do, which was judge a hair show and Cynthia was there. And I left right afterwards. Now, everything that happened after, I was like, what happened? I couldn't believe all this. I didn't know. I was like, well, I didn't see none of that. So I don't know what y'all talking about. But yeah, I don't know. And I talked to Kenya maybe maybe a month after that happened. King is good. King is good. I learned that the rumors were not true, that she wasn't fired, that she wasn't suspended. They, to my understanding, had just paused her part of our side of the production. That's pretty much all that I know. Do I think it's fair? No, I don't. Because the show was built off of the shadiest and nastiest drama and shade and reading you could possibly think of. So I was very surprised and taken back that, she had to suffer in whatever way because of what transpired.
As this relates to the show, I got to talk about this because it's like the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So, I've personally met Kenya.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, the first day we were all in the room that I met Kenya, I could sense that
grab
when
a little shot for that one.
Listen, we were having a conversation and I could hear her and another person talking about you. And this is kind of my first time being around all the ladies. So I'm like, what is they were just teaming up on her. I saw this with my own eyes, right? But me not knowing everybody well enough, I didn't really say anything. I just kind of peeped the room. And then next thing I know, we're at an event. It's that person's event. And she chooses to make that event about Brick. Craziness, right? She wants to start a narrative about Brick. I was so mad because that day I was doing media and I had just got on the carpet and told her, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. This is empowering women. And here you go and completely do the opposite.
Karma,
so now,
karma is real.
Fast forward.
Karma is real.
My girl Britt will forever go down in history as the one that got the girl off the show. Hey, I said
pretty much.
I said it pretty much. And I feel like a lot of people are happy about that. I feel like the people that are her fans, when they see what really happened and how it played out, because this is just, it was diabolical.
Sometimes you gotta remember the what you put out in some way, somehow will come right back.
What you get back.
What you will get back.
Yes.
That's right.
So, karma's real.
Yes.
So, and, we will see on season 16 how it unravels. And, a lot of people are going to be shocked. And a lot of people are, it's intense. So, it's going to be a really good season.
I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be a really good season. And I did not anticipate this being my first season dealing with, with everything that came along with this whole fiasco with Kenya. And, this was a very intense season, just for the experience, but, it's man, it's tough talking about it. I'll just say that. It's tough discussing this, but outside of that situation, it's still going to be a very lighthearted show.
Britt, how you been doing?
I've been okay. It's been rough, but I feel like the hardest part is behind us.
And she came for me. Surprises.
Get her, get her, get her. Get her, 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 get her.
You such a sweetheart. Give me your address, bitch.
The same girl.
Oh, I'm not doing this.
We see the nose jobs, the lips, the fillers, all that.
She need a pipe there.
Get her, 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 get her.
Like, I can't, I'm still in shock that this happened. I don't want to deal with all this mess.
That shit is crazy.
I spent $250 on flowers for her.
What did the card from your flowers that Kelly tried to save say?
I had a personal conversation in the car just saying, Kenya, I'm sorry. I wish I would have never done it. And, let's try to move forward. And so that was just really it. I wanted her to know how genuine I was because I made a mistake. So as I'm walking out the door, you bring out some billboards of me naked and trying to talk about what work I've had done.
money.
Have you paid for that booty you got? Is that booty still on loan?
Always bringing
Is that
up
booty
money.
still on loan?
Card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Do you want them criminally trespassed from the property? Yes, I do. Can you give me a description of the residence that's supposed to have left? The female? A description of Kenya Moore? Yes. Black, female, medium build, tall, with weaves and contacts and implants.
How you doing, girl? Phaedra, is that your babysitter?
I don't know, child.
Oh my God.
Well, she said before in the boardroom that
she's attractive, but she's definitely a person who will make you feel
attractive
uneasy.
or is she beautiful?
She's attractive.
Ooh.
Well, I haven't had any plastic surgery to my face.
Stop it, baby. You sitting over there with a badonkadonk that's fake as hell, so don't go there.
I'm very proud of
Don't
that.
go there. She done had them boobs done. Come on, stop that, Kenya.
Excuse
Sitting
me,
over there
that's
about
not
7
true.
pack of lashes
That's not
on.
true.
Stop that.
I want one that's fast and strong.
I need one that's fast and strong.
Can you look like you lopsided? That booty lopsided. Get down. I am not engaging.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you behind those duck lips.
Okay, bitch. How is that chair? Is it comfortable with that ass?
Oh.
Can you turn around? Turn around. It's real. I don't think anyone thought that this was. It wasn't, but you know, I just had to clear up that Kenya Moore bull.
Kenya's stupid. She need to fix her fake booty.
You think Porsha's gonna get kicked off the show?
So you think Porsha gonna get kicked off?
She shouldn't get kicked off. What they need to do is kick Kenya's fake booty off.
You tried to publicly humiliate me in front of 200 people on the mic. On the mic.
At her salon, grand opening.
For her event.
She has a daughter, and the salon
She
is
has a
allegedly
daughter.
dedicated to her kid.
Dedicated to her kid.
That's up.
There were camera crews there. Everybody in the audience had their phones out.
How do you think you would have reacted if you had stayed in the room?
You know what? I felt she wanted me to be at that event, considering she never uninvited me.
Okay.
And the fact that she conjured up these images, photos, went to Kinko's, printed them out. It's like, see, it's the spirit of Kenya. She thinks this is okay. I haven't slept since. And I'm constantly reminded. And everything that I built, everything that I worked so hard for, everything, it's overshadowed by all of this online. Everything.
What was your reaction when you found out what happened?
I couldn't believe it because I came in there wanting to be apologetic and give her flowers. And I gave her a nice card where I wanted her to read it. And I left. And just to know that everybody started screaming, and I heard the commotion of everybody like running out of the door. And I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? And Kelly was just like, you'll never believe this woman put poster boards of the most nastiest, vile things ever. I mean, she came from my marriage. She called me, all types of very nasty names. And she showed explicit photos. This was your big moment. So for her to use this big moment to attack me, and to humiliate me, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was in bed for days. I cried. I had to talk to a few, I had to go to therapy. And just knowing that the internet, the world, my reputation, I'm a businesswoman. So seeing all these things online, it overshadowed everything.
Feel like she took it too far. I don't agree with it, so I want you to know that.
That's fine.
But I feel like if you can get to a point where you guys understand you both were wrong in the situation and have a conversation.
I've already admitted my wrongdoing.
Right, okay.
I tried. I don't feel comfortable even wanting to be in the same room as her. I cannot.
Anything else you want to say with regard to everything that went down?
At the end of the day, I was targeted, is how I feel with Kenya. And she wanted to trigger me. She wanted me to do something nasty. She wanted me to react. And because I left before all of that happened, she didn't get the reaction she wanted, and she planned her own funeral.
Okay.
Right.
Take me to the salon, because I'm all proud because you have a new
Yes.
salon. You're opening this new business.
Yes.
And no one is talking about you opening their business. They are reports that you had.
It overshadowed it.
You overshadowed it.
Yes.
This is what happened. They were saying you had these pictures of her.
Yes. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So from that night where all of this stuff happened and there were threats in my direction, and I felt very concerned. I told the producers, I'm concerned, I'm scared, and I kind of feel like they said, oh, we'll take care of it. And it didn't feel like it was taken care of. They actually made me feel like I was being like a black Karen. Like, here Kenya goes again. Nothing really happened. They were joking or something. I don't take threats or the way that I felt. You can't invalidate my feelings. And it was a real concern for me. I'm a single mom with a beautiful child that if anything happened to me, no one would be there for her.
So you felt threatened by some actions that happened?
Yes, and she repeatedly said, or it was said, that you don't know who I am. So I didn't feel like I was being protected, and I took matters into my own hands.
What did you do?
I did my research on her. I found a lot of information, especially in the, explicit world, with a few clicks, with people helping me. I didn't get things sent to me, photos or videos that I did see, allegedly that were her. And I said, okay, if no one else is going to step up for me and protect me, I'm going to protect myself, and I'm going to tell everyone what I found out about her. It's a receipt. And before I joined Housewives of any franchise, 5 years in, we made up the term receipts, right?
Yeah.
If you find dirt on someone or somebody is messing with you, you come back with what? A receipt. Right. I found a valid receipt found on the internet.
So you knew that Bravo was recording your
Yes, it was
salon.
during a taping. Everyone signed waivers. It was during a taping. I didn't stand out on the corner, posting anything. It was during a taping. And we know, even with nudity that has happened on the show, they blur things out. So at the end of the day, I knew that they would likely blur it out because whatever it was that I found, they didn't like the receipt. It was explicit. And they didn't like, I found a lot, but I only showed one.
Okay, so at the salon, you have these images up that you say you found on your own.
I pulled them out at some point.
So they were up. At some point, you pulled them out.
That was one part of it, yes.
But they're up.
Yes.
Okay. And
they were
so
shown.
you assume that they would be blurred out when this aired.
Of course they would. They can't show
because
nudity.
they can't show this.
Yes.
Were you building a moment? I mean, I know you said the other person was trying to make a name for themselves, allegedly. Mm-hmm. Were you trying to have a Kenya moment doing this and it backfired?
I don't think that it's a Kenya moment. I live my truth. You've
but
seen
you're
me
the shade assassin.
I'm the shade assassin, but my moment is my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't need to create a moment. Right. There's a difference.
Which surprised me because I know, again, we have a lot of people and friends in common, and I know how TV works. I know how to produce a show, produce this show.
Yes.
I was surprised by the level of aggression in this because that didn't seem like you.
Listen, in hindsight is always 50-50. If I could do it all over again, I believe the photos were very distasteful, and I elevated the situation. I've elevated situations before,
so
and I've taken full accountability for the things that I've done. I am sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far. But when I felt threatened, I've never had a child and be in a situation like this before. So that's why I escalated it to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child.
You're not talented. You don't need to be on anyone else's TV screen doing anything other than looking like a complete buffoon. If you could act, if you could dance, if you could sing, you were pretty, then maybe you would get another opportunity or another show. No, listen, instead of
that was haterish.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, because she is a caricature. No one wants to hire a caricature. They want to hire someone like you, Candy, who can actually act. You can sing. You might not be able to dance, but I got you in the dance department. You're a pretty girl, and you can cross over into all these other general markets and be the star that you are. Where else can you go in that blonde wig? Okay. Where else can you go with that accent? Where else can she go with that attitude? Nowhere. It's you.
That was harsh, Kenya.
What happened is that Britt made a comment at the end of last week's episode, like, I have a gun and a whip, or something like that.
I saw that.
And on this week's episode, they all said to Britt that you can't say that shit. And she was like, yeah, you're right. You know, whatever. She shows up to Kenya's opening of her gorgeous salon, which is beautiful, that Kenya has worked so hard on, that she dedicated to her daughter. And it's this big event, opening it with all these people there. And Britt comes in and brings her flowers and says, I want to apologize to you, and a note. And Kenya totally ignores her, like totally. And Britt's like, okay, I'm just going to leave these here. And Britt leaves. And then Kenya gets up and makes her whole opening about someone came after me and they shouldn't have. And I started looking into who this woman is, and this is who she is. And she starts showing pictures of her.
With like poster board that she printed
out. And this is like
one of the pictures is
revenge
her.
porn type.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the pictures is her, like,
oral sexing.
Yeah.
I've heard
And
that.
so, and the Atlanta Housewives are like, we're out. You don't want any, the place like clears out.
Yeah.
And then there's and Cynthia said, in all my time at the show, this is the lowest I've ever seen anything get. And, so that's what, you know, and then there's a slide at the end of the show that says, Bravo, stop filming with Kenya after this.
Well, you know, they say, like, you know, there's all this talk of, you know, after the Me Too movement, it's like, if you show someone a dick pic or a nude pic without them saying, yes, I would like to see that right now, that's like sexual assault.
Yes, Jordan?
Well, I was going to say, the bad part of it and the sad part of it was that, like you said, it was Kenya's opening of her store that she's worked so hard for, and that it's been Kenya Moore hair care for years. And it was like a big moment for her.
Why
and
did
like
she do that?
She should have been celebrating herself, but instead she used the time to like do revenge porn and bring somebody else down. And at the end of the day, it was such a bad look for Kenya.
Yeah, why would
and
she do that?
sabotaged herself and her business.
Yeah. What was she thinking?
Jody from Minneapolis, what did you think?
Yay, hi. Also, yeah, I'm just so proud of Bravo and how they handled it, and all the housewives that left after Kenya showed it. It was so trashy, and it was so negative and ugly, and I don't know, I think a few years ago, not all the wives would have left after that, but I'm really proud that they all left. And, you know, Britt making that comment about the guns and the whips, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was totally like, I'm going to go kill you, Kenya. I think it was just her talking smack, and oh my gosh, Kenya just took it way too far, way too far.
Hello. So I'm glad y'all came because I needed a minute to just process it all and just, it's like, it was a lot.
I just feel like, I don't know, Kenya's situation was just too premeditated for me. And my question to you, would you let it go?
I wouldn't have.
Would you let it go?
How you been doing?
I've been okay. It's been rough, but I feel like the hardest part is behind us. You tried to publicly humiliate me in front of 200 people on the mic. On the mic.
At her salon, grand opening.
For her event.
She has a daughter, and the salon is allegedly dedicated to her kid.
Dedicated to her kid.
That's up.
There were camera crews there. Everybody in the audience had their phones out.
So I'm glad y'all came because I needed a minute to just process it all and just, it's like, it was a lot.
I just feel like, I don't know, Kenya's situation was just too premeditated for me. And my question to you, would you let it go? I wouldn't have. Would you let it go? To put that much money, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and you gonna let another come and talk about her and do what you did and mess up your own prize, your own moment, was just heartbreaking for, I think, even the people who were supporting her. It was just very difficult to see. It really was.
I offended you about your husband. I apologize.
Okay,
I
there you
say
go.
that.
Okay, now Porsha, you go ahead on.
Ditto. If I offended you about your husband, that was not my intention. And I would like to move forward.
Come on, Jesus.
I blew my own dinner up. Okay. And then I went to my room and I talked to my second Lauren, which is Cynthia. She convinced me to go put on my bikini, and some kind of way I ended up in the pool having fun.
Porsha was inebriated and all of her truth fell out. What I hear is them just talking about my dress, and they spoke about my husband. Last night, she said, I should Charles. They continue to talk about me. I just said, okay, let me record them.
And I forgot that Angela's room, I gave her the room closest to the pool. Okay. So then I start mimicking the way Netta said Charles, like, Charles, nobody care about Charles.
Drinking lemonade? Nope. Alcohol? Nope. Okay. It's 2:13. Exactly. Right time. No, it's actually 5 o'clock. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's 5 o'clock on my time. It is 5 o'clock. What's wrong, Lily? I ain't picking you up. I'm dealing with me.
Camera recording.
What? So you dealing with what? Meat. Well, for now you ain't. Should've brought the well, no, you did. Good. What? Brought the tongues out.
Upper comes downstairs. She heard this boom, 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 boom. She kept going on about her husband. That I said, well, you know, I'll do something to your husband. Something. I don't remember saying that. She was like, who called me Big Bird?
Kelly and Shamia talking about you. How you are messing with a girl in New York. Porsha. Wait, we still on the Porsha train? Okay.
Porsha don't know me.
Okay, but
it don't
let
matter.
me say what else she has to say about you. Like, you're just so easy to anybody can Charles. She could you.
Wow, no she can't. People take anything.
Man. Like, do the dudes that they be talking about be able to hear that stuff? Because I definitely would have came downstairs if I was Charles.
Well, we were on a girls' trip.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
the girls' trip.
We were having a birthday party for, you know, it was Portia's birthday party, and we were on a girls' trip. No men were there to deal with the emotional support. But no, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, what do you want me to say? We're on a girls' trip, we're having fun. You know, I talked about her wardrobe. I definitely did not talk about her man or her husband, you know, or what she was doing. So, you know, I think Angela is absolutely amazing. I think her and Charles's marriage is amazing. I, you know, definitely would not want to overhear someone say that they would even look at my husband. So, you know, respect is respect.
First of all, my public apologies. But I don't know anything that happened.
Okay, it was the Henny. It was the Henny.
It was a late night
You don't know
kiki.
anything.
I don't know anything. It was a late night kiki, and she wasn't supposed to hear that. It was.
She wasn't supposed to
everybody
hear
was
that.
spilling tea, as you can hear, as you can see. Everybody was spilling tea.
I want to say, listen, I know I'm wrong for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Y'all talk about sleeping with my man, them fighting words. I'm just saying. I ain't talking about nobody. Y'all say y'all gonna sleep with my husband, we got to fight. Especially if you pretty. Especially if you think you probably could do it. Don't say you gonna sleep with my man. Please don't, because I'm gonna have to fight. Every time I see you, it's gonna be on site. Chad, don't even worry about it. They know, the people know. It's on site for y'all. It's on site. Okay? Praise God, my little man. Leave my little man out of it, baby, because we gonna thank God for everything. I ain't trying to be messy today.
The one and only, right?
The one and only man. Now, Porsha said that she would. She said she better calm down before she sleeps with her husband. You actually were the one to expose it a little bit, no?
I mean, you know.
I mean, Angela heard it.
Angela heard it.
Yeah.
I mean, Angela heard it. I didn't expose anything. I mean, everybody heard it.
But you co-signed the fact that...
She said it.
She said it.
I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
You know,
so what do you think about those comments?
I mean, hide your husbands, hide your wives. That's all I can tell you.
Do you feel like your opinion has changed on Porsha?
Let me say this. I can say, being a woman that went through a very nasty, traumatizing divorce process, I feel bad for Porsha. You know, at the end of the day, I would not wish divorce on anyone. Right. And I know that it is very difficult mentally, physically, financially to go through. So I can say that, you know, no matter what our differences is with, you know, how she gets her husband or whatever the case may be, I still feel sorry for her in regards to her going through that process, you know, but.
So if her next wedding is Charles Oakley, would you attend?
Now.
Would you attend?
What is happening?
I'm just saying, you never know.
No, I would never. I think that's crazy.
Listen, I've seen crazier things happen on the
I
house.
got nothing to do with it.
Hi, Angela. I just wanted to have some closure on the text that you sent over. I honestly don't even know what part I had in making you feel some sort of way.
You sat there and kikied with her when she said it.
I kikied with everybody about everything that was said.
Okay. I know that's not fun to watch back,
It's
but
not.
what do you think prompted her to say that?
I mean, that's what whores do.
Oh.
Whoa. That was a sniper shot. Like, yo, like,
So
what do you think she meant it though?
What is your thought process to come to that statement?
I just, that's the immediate reaction. I don't care who says it,
Okay.
right? If anyone says that, I'm like, wait a minute, that's whorish activities. So that was my immediate reaction. And I know she said she was inebriated and she was just having fun, but I don't have fun like that with my friends.
I understand.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you got to know what people's comfortability or play level is before you say certain things, even if you do it in jest. And you can blame it on the alcohol, but
Listen, when I get drunk, you know what I do? I tell people how much I love them. And I hug people. I'm like, you guys are the best. I'm not out here like, I'm going to bang that guy's wife. Because he would whip my ass.
Yes. So, no. Didn't like it.
So when you go home, what was the convo like with Charles?
He went off. She don't know me. Keep my name out your mouth. All of that, because he didn't deserve that.
Right.
He didn't deserve first of all, he's not accessible. And for her to say that, it's as though, anybody can do it. It was just disrespectful to him, and he's really big on respect. Did you have something you want to tell me? Because the energy.
Was the problem spot on for everybody?
Do you
not
read the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Brett, calm down. That big ass mouth, I should be able to read the words. Yes.
It sounds like you need to use that mouth more often.
Okay. Oh, I do. Not as much as yours with the stretch marks around it.
You have how many children now? Ages?
Well, we got Ava, Arlie, Mari, Charlie, and Angelo.
And your oldest is 20-ish. Charlie. And then your youngest is a baby.
Yeah, Arlie is 5, yes.
5.
Yes.
So you have this huge age range in your kids.
I was at a party with he and his wife one time.
Yes.
And when I was leaving and, getting myself together, gathering my belongings. So I said goodbye to Charles, and then she came over and said goodbye, and she gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, she said, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Wendy, it's only a baby.
Oh.
You can work this out." And I looked at her like, has this ever happened to you? So she said, yes. I said, did you work it out? And she pointed over to Charles and said, yes. I said, well, then you're more forgiving than me.
So we separated in that time. Yes, we separated, meaning you go do you go figure this out, and I'll be here when you need my support. But you can't keep pushing my support away, because he didn't know what it was. Like, he didn't understand what was happening to him. So I gave him grace. Now, with that being said, he got to see if this is what he wanted. And, in that time, he found his way back home. But that's what happened. But go ahead.
Okay, but he did have a son or a baby.
No.
He didn't have an outside baby.
No.
I don't want to call baby outside, but all your kids are between the two of you.
No, he has a son.
Okay, now help me out, friend.
But you see, I don't know when it's coming out, because I kind of wanted to play out on the show, because I love that this Wendy Williams story is kind of like growing legs.
Okay.
This is something that happened in 2020 where I saw Wendy at a party, and me being a fan of Wendy is like, oh my God, Wendy, you going through it, sis. Let me tell you, it's just a baby. And Charles and Wendy have been friends 30 years. Like, they known each other. So he's been on her show. And so they had an event together, and we're coming together to cook for this event. And I'm like, Wendy, girl, stay with your husband. It's just a baby. And she was like, get away from me. And she was like, has that ever happened to you? And I'm like, yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This lady goes on her big platform and says, I pointed to my husband, who actually wasn't even around us in this conversation. And I'm like, no, Wendy, my daughter's father, my 25-year-old father, did that to me. Oh. So I'm like, and the best thing that ever happened to me was my 25-year-old.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Wendy, like, girl, it's okay. Charles Oakley did not have a side baby on me. And I am not, I'm not against women who stay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're going to work out. They're going to work out whatever they need to work out. It could be someone looking at my marriage and like, girl, you stay. When he cook his bacon, he cook it too black. It could be anything. Like, women want to pry, or people want to pry in your relationship to see why you stay. I don't judge other women if they stay in any situation. But that's just not my story. So my husband did not have a side baby on me. And I hate, and every time it comes up, people be like, here you go. See, this is you and your big ass. Ow, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, the family.
Like, you should have never went up to Wendy Williams and said nothing to her. That's what he's saying. Like, you don't even know her.
But you were trying to be supportive.
I was, but not to Wendy, like, really. And that's why I slow played my way into the Housewives. I'm like, I'm not going to go hard on any of these women before I know who they are.
Yeah.
Without, because Wendy taught me a valuable lesson. Shut your mouth.
Wow. I'm glad you were able to clear that up. And I'm like,
it plays out in the show.
Okay, good.
Because you get nothing else from me today. Goodbye. Don't make me call Porsha.
Better move, don't make me call.
Porsha. Porsha. Porsha.
Bitch, better move, don't make me call.
Porsha. Porsha. Porsha.
Things that I had were bothering her. The fact that I had a Rolls Royce, the fact that I was living well. Maybe she was just curious or admired me. But I definitely wanted to kind of stay back. So we move forward, we go to Puerto Rico, and once I got attacked by her, that's when I knew we were at a point of no return.
Bitch, better move, don't make me call.
Porsha.
Bitch, better move, don't make me call.
Porsha.
Bitch, better move, don't make me call.
Porsha.
Bitch, better move, don't make me call.
Porsha. 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 Don't make me call Porsha.
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? 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 You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.